Today, in honor of the Chinese New Year and the Year of the Fire Horse, we're going to create the potion of the Fire Horse. The things we'll need to create our Fire Horse potion is a 1-glass bottle, and I picked this one up at Hobby Lobby. And we're going to replace the cork with the stopper from this glass bottle that I also picked up from Hobby Lobby. We're going to be using some rubbing alcohol as well as coloring it with some alcohol ink, and we're going to use yellow and orange. We're going to shift the color with our ruby red mica powder. We're going to be using some black cording as well as some orange and red sealing wax hot glue sticks. And finally, we will need our label printed on sticker paper, and the link for this is in the description down below. Let's get started. Alright, as I said, we picked this bottle up at Hobby Lobby, but it comes with a regular cork, which most of them do. We're going to go ahead and get rid of that. And at Hobby Lobby, they also have this bottle set. And it's in the same area as you'd find this. But I've always felt like the stopper of this is really cool, but I felt like the bottle was really tiny for the size of the stopper. So we're going to use the stopper on this one today. But if you didn't want to purchase another bottle, you could use a rubber cork. And this one would be a number 2, and that does fit in there quite nicely. So if you didn't want to go for the stopper method, you could swap it out for a rubber cork. So we will have that ready. And we're first going to add our alcohol to our bottle. You could also use distilled water or bottled water and a tiny bit of glycerin or alcohol to keep it clean if you didn't want to use the rubbing alcohol. But if that's the case, you'll have to use regular food coloring. You can't use alcohol ink on anything other than alcohol. And I want this one to be a nice deep yellow color. So we're going to start with a couple drops of yellow first. And these are the alcohol inks that you can pick up in the art section of Hobby Lobby. They're not in the scrapbooking section, so these are a little bit less expensive, but they work just as nicely. So we're going to do like 3 drops. Alright, so I've done about 10 drops of the yellow so far. We're going to add a couple drops of the orange to help deepen it up. And then we'll see if we need to go back in with some more yellow. And that definitely helped deepen it up some, but I think I'm going to add 1 more drop of orange and 2 more drops of yellow. And I think that gave us a pretty good yellow color here. And now that we have our yellow base, we're going to go ahead and add some of our ruby red mica powder. And I'm going to add a decent amount because I want it to shift pretty heavily to the red from the yellow. Yeah, I think that looks good. So I'm going to dry the neck of the bottle just a little here. And we're going to add our stopper, which fits very tightly, but it does fit in. And then I am going to go around this edge here with my UV glue just to make sure it stays nice and sealed. All right, and now we have our stopper. Securely fixed into our bottle. And now we can embellish our bottle. So we're going to wrap our cording around the neck. And this is the cording that's actually made of like a twisted paper, but it mimics a faux leather, so I love this one. And we're going to wrap this one just like we have hundreds of other bottles before. So I'll put a link to my tips and tricks video up above in case you don't know how to wrap our bottles. All right, we have the neck of our bottle wrapped, and now we can do our sealing wax drips. All right, so I think we're going to do some red drips first, and then we're going to do the orange drips on top. So we're just going to start to go around our bottle, and I'm going to try to make some pretty strategic red spaced drips. And I'm sure I'm like most of you that hope that the year of the fire horse really is so much better than the year of the snake. Okay, so we're going to let those finish dripping. And then I think we're going to be a little bit more aggressive with the orange. I actually think that looks good. We just have that little bit of red peeking underneath and the orange on the top. So the orange and red were a little much, and I thought I was filming and it wasn't. So I decided to go in with a third layer of some black sealing wax hot glue, just to kind of calm down the orange and red. I still definitely want them to be a big part of this, but I feel like it is going to help kind of pull the label in a little bit more, as well as just calming down that super bright orange and red, which again, I love, but at the same time, I don't want it to take away from the potion itself. Now that the drips are all done, we can go ahead and add our label. So just like we always do, I went around the outside edge with a matching marker, which in this case was black. And the label here says that this is the Potion of the Fire Horse, fast, bold, and expansive. And the potion itself creates change, fresh opportunities, personal growth, and a faster pace of life. All right, so we're going to line this up. Let's see see if that looks straight. You have it, our Fire Horse potion. Sure to create change, fresh opportunities, personal growth, and a faster pace of life. This will be a great addition to our potion and prop collection making along the way. So if you guys like this video, give me the thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please do so, and we will catch you guys later. Thanks so much.